Hey folks, sorry I'm late. Our fearless leader and field general, Brother Alex Powers, is not able to be with us this evening. He got pulled away on other plans. And frankly, I was in the gym and lost track of time, so that's why I'm late. If you've been in here waiting for the last 8 minutes, I do apologize. Uh, so, yeah. Uh, I see Brother Ramon. I see Brother Staley. Looks like a couple others are coming in. Brother Kramer. Good to see you, gentlemen. Um, Brother Ramon, it's been too long, man. I got to get down there and see you guys again. Brother Maddox, always good to see you, brother. Brother Maddox actually joined us for a toast not too terribly long ago. So if you're just checking in for the first time this year, this is the second of our monthly toasts. You'll remember last year we had, I want to say something like 45 in a row, 45 nights in a row. We're not doing them every night like we did last year, but we will be doing this the first, first Friday of every month. So thanks for joining us. And as I was saying before, please forgive the haphazard environment. I got carried away at the gym and lost track of time, and Brother Powers is lost out there somewhere in the universe. Hopefully we can find him before next month. So tonight is February 5th, I believe, and that makes it, let's see, the 243rd anniversary of France officially recognizing the United States as a sovereign nation and as an ally during the American Revolution in 1778. And the leading figure for that diplomacy being established, of course, was our esteemed brother Benjamin Franklin, who had actually been designated as the ambassador to France at the beginning of the Revolution, which was very audacious of the, at that time, newly former colonies. But it paid off. He successfully acquired recognition from France. At the time, he was already getting involved and had been involved in French Freemasonry there in Paris, and he was not yet the master of the Lodge of Nine Sisters, but he would be within just a few months from this date that we're remembering here tonight. And of course, he also served as effectively the senior deacon for French philosophical and socio-political legend and pioneer Voltaire, who was only a Mason for a very short amount of time before he passed away, but is generally considered in France as being a sort of forefather for Freemasonic thoughts in general in France, even though he was so late in becoming an actual member. So 243 years ago, France recognized the United States thanks to Franklin's efforts. He had his grandson there with him. I want to say William Franklin might have been his name, Temple Franklin. And he was actually known to take his grandchildren with him on trips to Europe, which at that time were pretty enormous. They took a long amount of time. It was kind of an interesting dynamic because Franklin had been something of a deadbeat father, absentee father, if you will. But when his grandchildren rolled around, he was ready to very much be a part of those kids' lives. So he had William Temple Franklin, again, I think that's the name, with him, who was a teenager at the time, and actually kind of working for him as an understudy or secretary. I can't imagine what that must have been like for the young teenage American literally witnessing in person the birth of American diplomacy as established by his grandfather. And he also took a couple of other grandkids with him at times. I can't remember off the top of my head if any of the other ones were with him that day when France recognized the states, but I can tell you that one of the other grandchildren he took with him did kind of follow in his footsteps, became an editor of a newspaper, but died a young death due to, I think it was a fever or some kind of disease. The grandchild who did not get to go with him because of his age, because he was too young, was Richard Bach, and Richard Bach Jr., that is. And even though he didn't get to go with him, he did spend time with him when he was back in the States, and again, kind of followed in his famous grandfather's footsteps, in this case by helping to lead a successful political revolution and found a new country, and that one being Texas. So Ben Franklin helped establish the United States. His grandson Richard Bach came, served in the American Revolution, guarded Santa Anna as a prisoner, and was a charter member of the Grand Lodge of Texas, having been a past Grand Lodge officer in Pennsylvania. So tonight, for the toast, it's coming up, 9 o'clock, the 90-degree hour on the face of a clock. We will remember Benjamin Franklin and Richard Bach and their contributions to the founding of democratic republics, the ideas of democracy and republics. Let's see, we've had some more guys check in with us while I was rambling about Franklin and Bach. I'm actually seeing some new names, or at least new names to me. Good to see you guys. I'll try to send a message to the ones that are new to me whenever I get off here. Perhaps you guys have already met Alex, maybe. I do see another one I recognize, Brother Weller there in Llano. Has a beautiful, beautiful lodge in Llano, Texas, in the Texas Hill Country, on the historic square. Brother Weller, actually, I think, is the only one in this group who has seen, I've got a signed document from Richard Bach, Ben Franklin's grandson, that I take with me when I give a lecture about his life and contributions to early Texas government and Texas Masonry in general. All right, so it is the 9 o'clock hour here. Oh, I like that, Brother Maddox. May democracy reign forever. I think we'll run with that for the actual words of the toast. So on this, the 243rd anniversary of France officially recognizing the United States as a sovereign nation, we remember Benjamin Franklin, Brother Freemason, for leading those efforts. May democracy reign forever. That is the first time I've ever done a toast with protein shake after workout. Again, sorry I let the time get away from me, guys. I was hoping to do this from my office, and will next time. And I'll also try to remember next time to show that signed document from Franklin's grandson. Looking at the comments, I see Brother Kramer toasting the memory of worshipful Brother Troy Thompson from DeSoto Lodge 40 in Kansas, who crossed over to the Grand Lodge above this week. May the Grand Architect of the Universe approve and accept his labors. It's a beautiful tribute to Brother Thompson. Thank you for sharing that with us, Brother Kramer. Sorry to hear of his loss, but you're right. Masonry does give us the promise of something more lasting here in the hereafter. Brother Rohan's gonna watch our toast on replay, get to see me ramble on about Benjamin Franklin, the Lodge of Nine Sisters, Voltaire, and Richard Bach, his Texas legacy. Cheers, brethren. Thanks for joining us. Jose from Ingleside. Nice. Good to see you, brother. thanks for joining us, and I'll be cutting off here now if I can figure out how. Got a brother checking in from Silver Spring Lodge. Oh, yeah, out Silver Springs in was it Maryland, I think? I really enjoyed chatting with you guys about the history of coffee and honey in relation to Freemasonry. Funny story about Benjamin Franklin with coffee I'll have to tell another time. Most worshipful Borum, cheers. Good to see you again, always checking in with us. In light of some news that we have heard out of, I'll say, the southeastern part of the United States this week, where some Masonic leaders have decided to go very strongly in the direction of not embracing the opportunities technology give us to stay in touch during these strange pandemic times. I'd like to once again commend Most Worshipful Borum, the most recent past Grand Master of Kansas, for how much he has supported Historical Light and the use of podcasts and social media in general for Freemasonry. Most recently, I think I've really been thinking about Freemasonry as being kind of a prototype for social media long before technology made social media as we know it available. So thank you, Brother Borum, for leading as a Grand Master and embracing what technology can do for us. With that, I'll sign out. Remember Benjamin Franklin this weekend for establishing diplomacy with France 243 years ago. If you get a chance, you see someone this weekend that maybe has told you before they're interested in Masonry, or they've just asked about it, or even if it's just like your kid or grandkid, bring up Brother Benjamin Franklin. Tell him that he helped France recognize the United States on this anniversary weekend, and that he was also at the same time establishing Masonic relations and becoming a leader there in the Lodge of Nine Sisters in Paris. Thank you, brethren. Cheers.